Hi everyone, welcome to the C&J channel. So this time we went to La Noche de los Museos, which is an annual event here where all the museums in the city are open way past their normal hours until 2 a.m. And they're also all free. So every time I've tried to go to this event, I would make the mistake of going to the ones that I usually had to pay for, not taking into account that everyone else would be trying to do the same thing. Like one year I tried to go to the planetarium and I waited in line for 3 hours before giving up. Another year I tried to go to the Malba and waited in line for 2 hours or so before giving up as well. And then so on and so forth until I just stopped trying to go. And then a few years ago, my boyfriend at the time, wanted to go. And so we went, and we didn't even make it to our chosen museum. We ended up going to this smaller museum because we saw that we could just walk right in. And it was all right. And the following year, we tried to go to the Masonic Lodge because my husband is really interested in symbols and so forth like that. But after like an hour in line, we were like, this is ridiculous. We're never going to get in. So we just went to have dinner instead. And so we learned that you don't try to go to any of the big popular museums or even the middle-sized museums because the lines are going to be crazy long. So this year we chose this teeny weeny little museum that is pretty close to where we live, and we were pretty sure there would not be a long line, and we were right. We just walked right in, and it was a really charming museum. We really loved it. And the toys in there were mostly boy toys that my husband was familiar with. I mean, I didn't really see any Barbies. There were some dolls and so forth, but mainly toys he was familiar with. And since that's the case, here's my husband joining me to talk about the toys we saw at the museum.
Hi. Well, I'm Juan, and it's it was a really interesting experience. Here, in Argentina, the museums, you have two kinds of museums. The one who are a big establishment and it shows historic things, and this kind of museum that shows another kind of history, one more popular or one more related to um, people's childhood. Um, I saw a lot of toys that reminded me a lot of eras or times in the history of this country, or the one that I remember and the one that my parents told me. Those consoles that you see there, and I had a couple of them, were the first video video game consoles that came into the country. That's a Commodore 64, and those kind of small toys. They used to come in candy mostly. Um, those were more like toys, or for like the kind of plastic toys that you can see on movies like Toy Story and so forth. Um, we used to get those kind of things on buckets. That's a those are characters of a Garcia Ferrer, uh, the illustrator. He created iconic characters like Antiojito, Antifaz, Doctor Neurus, and they were all related to the idiosyncrasy of the country, a country that came. Those, for example, those were the sugus things, and that's a what we call a trompo.
What
Um,
are they?
those little guys, they used to come on the packages of candy. It
Right.
was a chewable candy, and then
Why?
you had um,
Yeah.
all the rest of the stuff. They were just souvenirs.
Mm.
There you have the collection of Garcia Ferrer. Those are all um, related to this illustrator. Um,
Yeah, those aren't widely known in the U.S. at all.
yeah, well, here they had a lot of impact because they used to be super nationalistic and patriotic. You see that they have the Boca and River T-shirt,
Oh, I never noticed that.
and well, Jack, it's a it's a chocolate candy from Felford, and they used to come with toys. That's the mask of Bigfoot. The Bigfoot and Henderson. That it was a show that was transmitted here in the 80s. Um, then Titanes en el Ring. It's our match kind of thingy, like WWF or something like that, but more showy. It was like you can relate to the people. You have different characters and stuff. Those were black dolls, and here we always been like that creepy.
Yeah.
Clearly, these things doesn't age well, right? But uh, but
They might be controversial in the U.S., but this is a different culture.
yeah, especially because we like to integrate.
Yeah.
We have that idea, right?
Yeah.
The toys, most of those old toys. Well, here you have you have relationship with the Peronism and culture
Yeah.
and politics here. Um, well, that was awesome. He had the mask of the classic Batman,
Yeah. The Adam West Batman?
the Adam West, yeah, and a humongous and super big
Complete.
variety of Supermans,
Yeah.
from Marlon Brando to Henry Cavill. He had it all.
Yeah.
And different kinds. Yeah, we used to get like a lot of pop soda, and those uh, tops of the pop soda used to come with images on the other side.
Hmm.
Um, Russell Crowe, really good collection,
Yeah, really good.
and some of them still in their original package, and that, that has a huge value.
Yeah, this collection must be worth so much money.
Yeah, yeah, it's clearly a boys' collection, right?
For sure.
But he even have the Funko also.
Yeah.
It- and he you can see that he has a particular interest on Superman
Yeah.
and superhero things.
Yeah.
Well, here is the stand of the Topo Gigio.
Yeah, we don't know who that is.
Yeah, the Topo Gigio was a character that came from Italy,
Uh-huh.
since we had a lot of immigration from there
Yeah.
at the beginning of the century, and and it came with all these ideas, and he used to have a show in national TV, talking up the kids at night,
Oh.
and telling stories and singing songs.
Hmm.
In a time where the TV only had like 3 or 4 channels, that was a lot.
Yeah.
Well, here it's more something from now,
Yeah.
more contemporaneous.
Yeah.
We have from things from Pixar all around,
Mm-hmm.
and a mixture with old toys.
Walt Disney World.
Yeah, Disney, woo! Well, you had a lot of references to weird stuff, not only the UFOs. That side, for example, that side, it's the most old, the oldest toys.
Yeah.
You can see that he had it on 1940, 1950.
Yeah, an amazing collection.
Oh, Tom the Cat.
That's one of the newer things, I think.
Yeah,
That's so creepy.
yeah, the Chucky. Yeah, and these are the old ones,
Mm-hmm.
the 1940s toys. You can see that they are all made of tin or
Metal?
metal. Yeah, they were. They are pretty in a super good
Condition.
conservation condition. Yeah,
Yeah.
and my father used to have this kind of toys. And they were extremely dangerous
Yeah.
because you get caught with this thing and you get a shot. So it's complicated.
Yeah.
That's more 1950s. You can still see a lot of metal,
Yeah.
but the shapes are a little bit more futuristic. They wanted to go into the future. And the future had these shapes, more rounded shapes.
Those dolls.
The dolls and the variety, they started to bring on toys that they can exchange clothing and create a new market on it.
Yeah.
And you can start seeing the difference on the shapes of the cars.
Yeah.
They're more American muscle,
That's for sure.
and the simplicity, right? The Abbott and Costello
Yeah.
toys,
Yeah.
reflecting the times and the era. The Three Stooges, or Western. Yeah, we have a list of the toys um, that we were watching, but since we haven't used them, it was super crowded. There was a lot of people who used to be feel nostalgic there and say like, "Oh yeah, I had that," and it happened to me also.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Not with this time, but yeah, with the ones that are coming. It's it was unbelievable to see all this collection. It brought back memories, really nice memories.
Yeah.
You can see the idea of starting the pursuit to get to the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's the classic Batman. You have some Hanna-Barbera uh, characters, and here is the 1980s, starting with the Muppets. And it was a pretty big show also here.
I love the Muppets.
And the relationship with this Titanes en el Ring, this catch show or fights show, the Ninja Turtles, the
Oh, yeah.
the Operation board game. Um, it was one of the first introductions to it. And then you have characters of a Chilean comic called Condorito. There you have the um, Speed Racer.
But you call it, what do you call it?
Yeah, we call it different here because we have to translate it. Meteoro. And Massinger said it was pretty big here.
Yeah.
As I said, we used to have 4 channels, so everything was different. You had to wait for it. You had to make plans for watching the show, and
You only had 4 channels until when?
well, in my case, until the 90s. But I know people who went farther than that. So
Wow.
And there you go. Those are more like 90s toys or action figures.
Action
um,
figures.
from different kinds of shows. There you have He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. I found a lot of those saying like, "Wow, I had that." That's Shira. Would be the cousin.
In really good condition. I mean, the hair.
Yeah, yeah. They were extremely good.
Yeah.
You can see that
He really took care of them.
pretty big,
Yeah.
pretty big collection, super complete. And he had the first blood. Now here we call it Rambo. You
So
see
awesome.
the name of the figures and the brand was always Rambo here. No first blood.
Uh-huh.
Um, Speedy Gonzalez. Um, you have the Wakey Racers around there. Was super good.
Yeah.
Then everything related to music was super popular. And there you have more figurines from 1980 related to 1980 because I'm pretty sure that those figures were more like from this time on, from 2000 and on.
Mm-hmm.
There you have the the complete Justice League.
Yeah.
And pretty good. He had an enormous, a gigantic collection of Batmobiles, all kinds of Batmobiles,
Yeah.
and you can see that the classic one or the one from the 90s, the Tim Burton version. You had, and there you get the older Marvel and the RoboCop and Predator, Terminator, Gremlins. Everything related to the pop culture from the 60s on.
What are those?
I have no idea what are those, but it looks like a. Ah, there was a show of monsters. The there was a family, monster family, I think.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And those are more for girls.
very tiny section.
Yeah. But also they were related with house and housekeeping things.
Yeah.
Uh,
How did you feel about the museum?
it brought back some really nice memories of my childhood.
Yeah.
And allowed me to see a bigger picture because when you're a kid and you have your toys and you create your world, right? And,
Yeah.
But here you can see a whole spectrum of the whole collection and
Yeah.
maybe figures that I didn't have that I used to replace with something else. I was watching it. It brought me back to those kinds of memories, like playing, creating complex stories about. Oh yeah, let's go to rescue this one, or let's go to fuck that one.
I feel like this was a collection of generations in one family. Like it told the story of a family. You know what I mean?
Yes, yeah, completely.
Like mostly boys, but some girls too.
Yeah, that's a little. There's a taboo in there where you can see that for a long time, the girl toys were more like related to housekeeping things.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have events. You have things like that,
Yeah.
like forcing them or labeling.
Well, I used to love toys like that though. I really wanted that oven.
Yeah, yeah. They look pretty good, and as I said, they worked.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the most weird thing. It worked like like an oven. If you put a candle inside of it,
You can make a tiny cake.
yeah, it was
It was-
super functional. Something that didn't happen with action figures for boys, for example.
Yeah, that's true.
That's more like, okay, here you have a figure and you get to make
You-
or create your world from it.
Yeah. Okay, so I really hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching, and hope to see you next time. Ciao!